Tashile, everyone. So, welcome to our virtual to help avert the COVID-19 crisis that is facing much of the world. So, in the live chat, there is the link to the prayers that we're going to be doing. So, please download that now if you have. And then let's just take a few moments to adjust our motivation. So please think that the purpose of my life is to benefit all sentient beings. And in order that I may be able to benefit sentient beings in the best way, I myself must first achieve the high state of perfection, that of full enlightenment. And therefore, to do that, I need to purify my mind of all negative karma and obscurations, as well as develop fully all the qualities along the path, particularly the collection of merit and transcendental wisdom. And therefore, I'm going to engage in these practices here today. And then especially also for the long lives of the spiritual friends, the flourishing of Holy Dharma, and for all of the appearances of the degenerate age, including all disease, natural disasters, famine, economic problems, war, all of these undesirable things, may they instantly be pacified in this and all of the world systems of the 10 directions from now until the end of samsara. So for all those reasons, we are now going to engage in these practices. So firstly, praise to Shakyamuni Buddha. Lama Tomba Chonden de Shin Shepa Dra Chomba Yanda Ba Zope Sangye Rikpa Tasha Su Damba Dewa Shepa Jiten Kempa Kivu Duvi Kalo Gyuva Lana Meba Lada Minangi Tam Sangye Chonden de Pelgyawa Shangya Tupala Chaselo Chidu Kyasu Ji Lama Tenpa Chonden de Shi Shepa Dra Chomba Yanda Ba Zope Sangye Rikpa Tasha Su Damba Dewa Shepa Jiten Kempa Kivu Duvi Kalo Gyuva Lana Meba Lada Minangi Tam Sangye Chonden de Pelgyawa Shangya Tupala Chaselo Chidu Kyasu Ji Lama Tenpa Chonden de Shi Shepa Dra Chomba Yanda Ba Zope Sangye Rikpa Tasha Su Damba Dewa Shepa Jiten Kempa Kivu Duvi Kalo Gyuva Lana Meba Lada Minangi Tam Sangye Chonden de Pelgyawa Shangya Tupala Chaselo Chidu Kyasu Ji Kanse kane so kyu tamse sa chindi na gompa jumbo ne ngami jitendi na choje su dese kyapa kyola cha zelo nanda kunga judu su sanwa yeshi nyanso segi rumbo dra gapa jiten su na lamewa gompo jini kyola cha Senjo Dhamma Dime Dave She Senjo Dawa Kyola Cha Zelo Keda Sipa Suma Chin Nyame Kenchin Kyola Cha Zelo Gompo Tu Che Che Denpa Tam Che Kempe Tenpa Po Sena Yin Ten Yasu Shin Yeshi Shela Cha Zelo Dape Tu Cha Jawa Gyu Gyu So Le Ju Shin Chi Tu Dum Dum Gyu Gyu Ba Shigyu Shira Cha Jane Jave Layande, Lapa Dala Ratine, Shingi Damba Yendende, Geden Layan Shasu, Dipachi Ami Jashin, Yawa Punsum Sobanshi, Rangi Semi Yong Sudu, Dine Sange Tembai. Do not commit any unwholesome actions. Engage in perfect wholesome actions. Subdue your mind thoroughly. This is the teaching of the Buddha. A star, a defective view, a butter lamp flame, an illusion, a dewdrop, a water bubble. So now we'll meditate on emptiness. Through these merits may sentient beings attain the rank of all-seeing, subdue the foe of the faults, and be delivered from samsara's ocean, perturbed by the waves of aging, sickness, and death. Next, the praise to 21 Taras. Om Bodhichitta ne jo ne tangi jangu ne jujin uba megi ula gen du sun sangye jin le de pomba gun le jose ma juma yun la cha zelo. Om Jetsun ma pama joma la cha zelo. Chasa jama nyama mama, chini keche no da jama, chini suki shiki shaki, kesa jama rini shun, chasa tenge dawa kundu, kawa kene shepe shama, kama tumba sopa nami, katu chewe yarabab, chasa sumi chini kebi, peme chani namba kema, chimba sunda katu shiva, supa sunda chuya nima, chasa teshi shepe suta, tae namba Manu Pada Shambhato Me Geva Sukhi Shindita Ma Chasa Tutara Onyi Yudan Shodan Nagakama, Jidin Dumbo Shakinende, Lupa Mekra Yubanu, Chazeke Jemela Samba, Lulana Sowa Jijama, Jumoro Nandizananda, Nijusuki Nidem, Chazi Chichi Chadan Pingi, Paranduga Rakujama, Yege Yudan Shakinende, Lupa Shupa Shindubama, Chazati Jipa Chambo, Duki Pawana Vajoma, Chuki Shene Tore Tenze, Chawo Tashe Malise, Chazan Pucho Suzan Chage, Sumata Kana Pakema, Malu Chuki Koro Gempe, Kangi Yegi Sana Joma, Chazara Dunga Wajibi, Vegi Vegi Jamandem, Shervara Chindu Daraye, Dudan Chidem Vandusema, Chazan Sosi Gavasuna, Tashi Gavanu Manema, Chone Yoga Igi Hungi, Kumbana Chenamba Joma, Chazan Numu Igi, Gembata Chishindu Barmo, Remete Baba Mele, Tabashindu Rasema, Chazan Gaveda Memeto, Bavede Vina Nema, Yegi Yugani Goye, Tayabunina Bajoma, Chazan Gulan Change, Tiki Shiki Shaki Doma, Chole Chiziki Hoye, Rimba Dumbana Gunyama, Chazanda Magyama Shima, Gaide Chinima, So Yalade, Yala Jama Jama Dema, Chazakuna Kulanga, Vedayabunina Bajama, Yigi Jimena Yikube, Ribamuna Jumanima, Chazakure Shagindave, Ungina Bezaganima, Niramandara Nampi, Chitazumaya Wanima, Chazamana Gambe, Nama, Tara Nijibegi Yenge, Dunamalu Panisama, Chazalaya Zomenge, Bola Miyajendem, Kunego Jangawa Jige, Sulamilang Yambasema, Chazani Madawa Gebe, Cheni Bola Verasema, Arani Judarai, Shidula Burinisema, Chazani Nisunangebe, Shivi Dayana Dema, Dedamala Nijizona, Jumba Dure Rajanim, Saregani Dumbadida, Chazawani Nizusanji. On Jetsuma Pama Jomala Chazero Chacha Jama Yama Pamo Jini Gijelo Danjama Jiti Suki Suki Shangi Kesa Jawali Joma Chacha Dingi Dawa Kundu Kawa Jini Shebe Shama Kamada Bazabanangi Radu Shebe Yarabama Chacha Simi Jini Gigi Kami Jini Nambakiyama Chimba Sedaka De Sheva Sumba Sidi Jini Chacha Diji Shebe Suto Tai Nambakiyama Chema Maya Bara Chema Dobe Niresi Shindama Chatu Darangi Dudan Chudan Nambakama Jidin Dumba Jaginende Upa Megan Manuma Chacha Gitin Mela Samba Lunana Zawati Chema Chimbora Radizananda Diji Shigidinendem Chache Chapegi Paru Dukora Joma Yeke Jaginendem Upa Pashintumba Chacha Duri Jipa Chembo Diki Pagana Joma Chiki Shenedrenense Chao Tajimbalu Sema Chacha Kujo Suke Chage Samotaka Nambagem Male Chiki Gala Gembe Rangi Ugi Sanandruma Chacha Ratu Kawaji Ugi Ugi Jawadama Shepara Chitu Daraye Dudan Chitu Waduzema Chacha Suki Gusona Taji Gulanu Manima Chani Yawali Gihungi Kumada Janabandroma Chacha Zamutundu Unge Nyamada Shishindubama Rebeda Nagaba Mele Tabashindu Ranzema Chacha Gebena Memeda Baidemuyana Nemo Koge Jai Punyana Bajoma Chacha Sajimana Chage Tiki Siki Chaki Doma Chani Tisi Igi Hungi Rimada Manani Gema Chacha Gema Shima Gaini Chinima Soha Yana Dembe Dipashima Jomanima Chacha Kunyangonamba Dai Buni Nabanyama, Yegi Chibengani Kube, Ribahun Jumanima, Dabe, Humina Busabanima, Rida Mandara Dambiche, Chidisuba Yawanima, Nidan Chanama, Tara Nijibigi, Dunamanu Panisama, Chasala Yasuninga, Lada Michietem, Kunigo Jagawaji, Sudamina Nebasama, Chasani Mandawagi, Chinikola Rasama, Harani Jutara, Shidabarinisama, Chasani Zanake, Shiveda Diana Dema, Tadavana Nizono, Chumaduri Rajanima, Savengi Badina, Chasawani Susachi. Monjesuma Pamanjamala Chaselo Chasayamanyama Pamo Chinigilo Lanjama Chilizumi Jagi Kazajavalini Chuma Chasayamina Kundu Navagani Jamishama Kamadabazavanaungi Radushavira Bama Chasami Chinigi Pemechani Namayama Chimasuni Karushimu Subasini Chiniyama Chasadeshi Jimisoda Dayanamanyama Chama Para para chama to ben kaya sili sili dhamma chala tulara hongi gen dana chala nanga dhamma jidin dhamma changi dende lupa nama lupa dhamma chala kiri mara sama lama masa wanju chama chimboro nani sana na digi sigi dini dhamma chala chen cha pegi para lupa rata chama yeke yuda changi dende lupa nama shingi bama chala digi chiva chambo digi pa nama chama chigi chile dhamma denzi tawata chemala suma chala kiri sili chagi sumoda dhamma mangi amma mali shigi kolo gembe rangi yugi sana dhamma chala rata kawa jibi rangi yugi rawa dhamma shibara chitu dharai kila chile manu sema chala sana tachi kubanu mani ma chone yo ini hong Pumba tachi nama droma chala Genge bata jishinu bama remedana bamele tapa shinu era sema chase gebe dame meda bari jeme yunane yege yugu gole goge raibu nama joma jasa nana jage digi shigi shigi duma churi sili yigi hongi rimba duma nani gema chase dama gema shima nai jen changi so era dembe deba jema jema nima chase giri Gawe dai buni namanyema yigi nani kebe ribahone jamanyema chasa direjani dabe hongi dabe sabenima rira mandara dambiche chidin sumanyema nima chasa lai suni nambe rira laje jana nama tarani ribegi yeke dunamana bani sama chasa lai suni gyalpo larami chidema kinigo jagawa jige sulamila nyemba sama chasa nimandawa gebe chini kola arasama harani jututarai shidele bari sama chasa deni sunu kebe shidele yanadema tilawana nini sola jambadele rajanima savenga ita badina chasa wani nisasachi. Next, the Tara Mantra Recitation. I prostrate to Mother Tara, who liberates beings from samsara with Tare, liberates from the 8 fears with Tutare, and liberates from illness with Ture. Om Tare Tutare Ture So. Om Tare. So now, as you recite the mantra, one simple visualization you can do is visualize Arya Tara in the space in front of you, remembering that Arya Tara is inseparable from your own virtuous friend, your own guru. And then as you recite the mantra, then think from the heart of Arya Tara in the space in front. Light rays radiate to the 10 directions, purifying all the sentient beings of their negative karmas, obscurations, both obscurations to liberation as well as omniscience. And then by the end of the mantra recitation, they're completely enlightened, completely purified, an aspect of Arya Tara. Om Tari Tutari Tari Santari. Om Tare Tare Tu So. So next, the 7-line prayer to Guru Rinpoche. So page 15, although I should just look on the bottom of page 14, right? Rely on me, these are the instructions. Rely on me means Guru Rinpoche, completely heart and soul. And then reflect how every kind of refuge, all of your hopes are fulfilled and complete within me, the Guru of Urgyen. Whether happiness or in sorrow, have total trust and confidence in me, means Guru Rinpoche. No need to make offerings or praise. Set aside all accumulating. Simply let devotion flood your body, speech, and mind, and pray. Pray with these 7 lines. So again, visualize Guru Rinpoche, Guru Padmasambhava in the space in front, inseparable from your own root Guru. And then really from the depths of your heart, make this heartfelt supplication to him, requesting that all of the disease, famine, economic problems, natural disasters, all the temporary problems that sentient beings face, as well as all of the obscurations to liberation and omniscience that exist in sentient beings' mind, be completely purified and pacified right this second, right in this very session. Om ge yugi nuja sa mema gesa dombola yasen jugi nguju ne pema june shesu kodo kanjo mambo go kini jesu da jungi jingi aje shesu so pema sidi Mugen Yugyen Jasa Mema Gesa Dombola Jasen Shogyen June Bema June Shesu Kodu Kandro Mambo Go Kege Jesu Da Jungi Jingi Lache Shensu Song Guru Bema Zini Mugen Yugyen Jasa Kodu Kandro Mambo Go Jingi Jesu Da Jungi Jingi Lache Shensu Song Guru Bema Zini Mugen Yugyen Jasa Bema Gesa Dombola Yasen Shogyen June Bema June Shesu Kodu Kandro Mambo Go Kege Jesu Da Jungi Jingi Lache Shensu Song Guru Bema Zini Mugen Yugyen Jasa Bema Gesa Dombola Yasen Shogyen June Bema June Shesu Kodu Kandro Mambo Go Kege Jesu Da Jungi Jingi Lache Shensu Song Guru Bema Zini Again, you again, Jasa, Pema, Gesa, Dombola, Yasen, Shogin, Mujune, Pema, June, Shesu. Kodu, Kanda, Mambo, Koi, Kiki, Jesu, Dajungi, Jingi, Laji, Jesu, Song, Guru, Pema, Siddhi. Again, again, Jasa, Brahma, Kesa, Dombola, Yasin, Shogin, Mujune, Brahma, June, Shesu. Kodu, Kandro, Mambo, Koi, Kiki, Jesu, Dachugi, Jingi, Laji, Shesu, So, Guru, Brahma, Siddhi. Champion, Vajra Kunze, Dudu, Jabo, Soa, Deso, Jingi, Lando, Chila, Save, Vajra, Shiva, Da, Saba, Lungi, Juba, Jingi, Lo, Sum Sangye, Guru Rinpoche, Muju, Kunda, Dewa, Champion, Bache Kuze Dudu Drapu So Soa Deso Jingi Ladu So Chinang Sawe Bache Shiwa Dan Samba Lungi Jubai Jingi Lo Dusu Sangye Guru Rinpoche Muju Kunda Dewa Jempusha Vajra Kunze Dudu Drapu So Depso Chingi Latu So China Sawe Vajra Shiva Da Samba Lungi Juba Chingi Lo Om Ahum Benja Guru Pema Siddhi Om Ahum Benja Guru Om Ahum. So again, not just reciting the mantra, but as you recite, keep in mind the visualization. Guru Rinpoche, Guru Padmasambhava in the space in front of you, inseparable from your own virtuous friend. From his heart, light rays radiate, striking sentient beings in 10 directions and purifying all their sickness, all of their negative karma, all of their obscurations, all of their deluded thoughts, disturbing emotions, and all their obscurations to both liberation and omniscience. And by the end of our mantra recitation, all sentient beings in the 10 directions become enlightened in the aspect of Guru Rinpoche. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Ahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi. But maybe it's worth mentioning. So, we're doing prayers to Arya Tara, Guru Rinpoche, Lama Tsongkhapa, Vajra Armor. But in actuality, in essence, they're all our root guru. Our root guru then displays whatever manifestation is most beneficial for sentient beings in that time, in that moment. So sometimes our guru will appear in the form of Avalokiteshvara, sometimes in the form of Arya Tara, sometimes in the form of an ordinary being, a human being in this world. So in essence, they're all the same, but taking these various aspects to subdue the sentient beings of this age, to subdue us. So whatever prayers we're doing, then don't think it's, just Lama Tsongkhapa, someone we have no connection to. It's our guru. And then with that faith, with that devotion, then from the depths of our heart, we make this request. Supreme embodiment of the wisdom and compassion of all victorious bodies, to you, Jetsun Losam Drakpa, I make request. Please bless me that my wishes be swiftly fulfilled. With the nature of primordially pure, clear light, uninterrupted natural expression of the complete Sambodhikaya, great beings unifies body and mind, to you, Jetsun Losam Drakpa, I make request. Please bless me that my wishes be swiftly fulfilled. Displaying an array of manifold Nirmanakaya emanations, appropriate to the limitless living beings, equaling the expanse of space, to you, Jetsun Losam Drakpa, I make request. Please bless me that my wishes be swiftly fulfilled. Through the power of having made single-pointed request to you, may all the unfortunate natural manifestations of the degenerate age, illness, famine, quarreling, epidemic disease, graha, spirits, interference, and so forth, be pacified. Then, when I request that the excellent collection of conducive conditions increase, please bless me that my wishes be swiftly fulfilled. Having completely cleared away the darkness of ignorance and confusion, and fully developed the illumination of supreme intelligence, virtuous friend who causes the 100-petal lotus of the scriptural tradition to bloom, the sun radiating benefit and happiness, to you I make request. Please bless me that my wishes be swiftly fulfilled. Since I and others, the assembly of faithful disciples, have no other Lord of refuge to turn to the hope, when we make requests in all 6 sessions of day and night, please bless us that the Guru's blessings may enter our minds. Also, by the end of this life, when I see you, glorious Losam Drakpa, along with your retinue, and I immediately have a vision of you saying reassuringly, Son, go to the celestial realm of Tushita, care for me with your compassion, precious Guru. Please bless me that my wishes be swiftly fulfilled. So next, the prayer by Thangtong Gyalpo. You're almost here. May I have a tissue, please? Yeah. So don't worry, I'm not sick. Well, I'm sick with the delusions in my mind. All sentient beings, my mothers, for infinite like space, go for refuge to the precious Guru Buddha. We go for refuge to the Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha. We go for refuge to the assembly of Gurus, Yidams, and Dakinis. We go for refuge to the empty clarity of our own minds, the Dharmakaya. All sentient beings, my mothers, for infinite like space, go for refuge to the precious Guru Buddha. We go for refuge to the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. We go for refuge to the assembly of Gurus, Yidams, and Dakinis. We go for refuge to the empty clarity of our own minds, the Dharmakaya. All sentient beings, my mothers who are infinite like space, go for refuge to the precious Guru Buddha Kaya. All sentient beings, has that been 3?
My mothers who are infinite.
We're infinite like space.
Go
Go for refuge to the precious Guru Buddha. We go for refuge to the Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha. We go for refuge to the assembly of Gurus, Yidams, and Bikinis. We go for refuge to them to clarity of our minds. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. So here again, it's not just reciting a mantra, but maintain the visualization. And here we can do a little bit more elaborated one. So that think that from the space in front, the heart of Avalokiteshvara, light rays radiate. And at the tips of all of those light rays is a tiny emanation or manifestation of Avalokiteshvara. And those then come to rest on the crowns, on the crown of all sentient beings in the 10 directions. Then, after each sentient being has a crown on the top of the head, then nectar and light rays flow into the bodies of all sentient beings, purifying all of illness, negative karma, obscurations, and granting all the realizations of the path, particularly bodhichitta, and the direct realization of emptiness. And then by the end of our mantra recitation, all sentient beings become enlightened in the form of Avalokiteshvara. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. May all the diseases that sadden the minds of sentient beings that result from karma and temporary conditions, such as the harms of Brahma spirits, illness, and the Buddhas, not occur in the realms of the world. May whatever sufferings there are from life-threatening diseases that, like a butcher leading an animal to be slaughtered, separate the body from the mind in a mere instant, not occur in the realms of the world. May all embodied beings be unharmed by acute, chronic, and other epidemic diseases, the mere sounds of whose names terrify beings, as have been placed inside the mouth of Yama, the Lord of Death. May all embodied beings be unharmed by the 80,000 classes of interferers, the 360 evil spirits that harm suddenly, the 424 diseases, and so forth. May whatever sufferings there are due to the disturbance of the four elements, depriving the body and mind of every happiness, be totally pacified, and may the body and mind have radiance and power, and be endowed with long life, good health, and well-being. May all these dedications and prayers be fulfilled. So next, the Vajra Armor Protection Wheel. So if you have the requisite initiation that permits you to then arise as the deity, then you can do that now. Otherwise, you can do this practice in relation to Vajra Armor, deity, visualized in the space in front. So always, before one generates oneself as the deity, you first purify all impure appearances into emptiness. Om Sabhava Shuddho Sabhadhamma Sabhava Shuddho Ham Tongpa Niduju. Everything becomes emptiness. So at the very least, then you meditate that the way things appear to us, they appear as if they're not merely labeled by the mind, they appear as if they're intrinsically, inherently existent from the object's own side. However, in reality, nothing at all has ever, nor will it ever exist in that way. And the fact that phenomena lack this actually impossible, fantasized mode of existence is what we mean by the object's ultimate nature. Its emptiness means its emptiness of existing from its own side. Yet, while all phenomena lack even a shred of existence from its own, they yet exist. They exist being merely labeled by the mind. They exist dependently. So then, though all phenomena lack inherent existence, then we ourselves, that very mind that realizes the ultimate nature of all phenomena, then that very mind itself becomes the very ferocious dark blue Vajrapani, holding a Vajra and snake lasso. My holy body is complete with the glorious ornaments of the charnel grounds, and I stand with my 2 feet stretched out on a lotus and sun. I abide amidst a blazing transcendental wisdom fire, and from my holy body, fire rulers, iron scorpions, black pigs, wind, fire, and the noxious vapors of poison are emitted like violent winds and hailstorms, destroying all disease, epidemics, spirit harms, and interferes. So with that visualization, we recite the mantra. Om Bezabe, Om Bemazari, Namaji, Naganan, Taita, Sabirita, Hanana, Bajana, Rajarajo, Om Bezabe, Om Bemazari, Namaji, Naganan, Taita, Sabirita, Hanana, Rajarajo, Om Bezabe, Om Bemazari, Namaji, Naganan, Taita, Sabirita, Hanana, Bajana, Rajarajo, Om Bezabe, Om Bemazari, Namaji, Naganan, Taita, Sabirita, Hanana, Bajana, Rajarajo, Om Bezabe, Om Bemazari, Namaji, Naganan, Taita, Sabirita, Hanana, Bajana, Rajarajo, Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Hana Vajana Rajaraso Bhajabe Om Bhamasharuri Namaji Nagananda Dasa Virita Om Bhajabe Om Bhajabe Namaste Naganantaya Savarita Hana Hana Vajana Rajraso Om Bhajabe Om Bhajabe Namaste Naganantaya Savarita Hana Hana Vajana Rajraso Om Bhajabe Om Bhajabe Namaste Naganantaya Savarita Hana Hana Vajana Rajraso Om Bhajabe Om Bhajabe Namaste Naganantaya Savarita Hana Hana Vajana Rajraso Om Bhajabe Om Bhajabe Namaste Naganantaya Savarita Hana Hana Vajana Rajraso Om Bhajabe Om Bhajabe Namaste Naganantaya Savarita Hana Hana Vajana Rajraso Om Bhajabe Om Bhajabe Namaste Naganantaya Savarita Hana Hana Vajana Rajraso Om Bhajabe Om Bhajabe Namaste Naganantaya Savarita Hana Hana Vajana Rajraso Om Bhajabe Om Bhajabe Namaste Naganantaya Savarita Hana Hana Vajana Rajraso Om Bhajabe Om Bhajabe Namaste Naganantaya Savarita Hana Hana Vajana Rajraso Om Bhajabe Om Bhajabe Namaste Naganantaya Savarita Hana Hana Vajana Rajraso Om Bhajabe Om Bhajabe Namaste Naganantaya Savarita Hana Hana Vajana Rajraso Om Bhajabe Om Bhajabe Namaste Naganantaya Savarita Hana Hana Vajana Rajraso Om Bhajabe Om Bhajabe Namaste Naganantaya Savarita Hana Hana Vajana Rajraso Om Benzape Om Bhajabe Namaste Naganantaya Savarita Hana Hana Vajana Raja Soha. So at the end of the recitation, if you have water, you can blow on the water to bless it and then drink it. And anoint yourself with it. You can also recite the mantra and blow on cream or butter, some lotion or ointment. And then if you don't have any of those substances where you are, just blow and make sure you inhale through your nostrils. Then think that all the disease, spirit harms are totally destroyed. Then abide for a while in the state of meditation on the actual mode of existence, emptiness, beyond what is to be protected and what protects. So actually it's said that this meditation on emptiness is actually the best purification. So the fact that phenomena depend on other phenomena for their existence, that implies that although we might have accumulated negative karma in the past, that would then ripen as the experience of illness, then that very cause of the illness can be purified because it depends on other factors. They don't exist in and of themselves independently. If they did exist in and of themselves, independent from any other phenomena, it would be impossible to purify. But since they do depend on other factors, we can purify. Then, while everything is empty of inherent existence, one then arises again as the deity's holy body. So dedication, page 33 in the PDF file. Due to all the roots of virtue accumulated 3 times by myself, all sentient beings, and all the Buddhas, through any sentient being, merely seeing, remembering, or touching me, may I fulfill all the hopes of all transmigrating beings perfectly and completely, just like a wish-fulfilling jewel or a wish-fulfilling tree. May all the negative karmas and obscurations accumulated since beginningless births be instantly and completely purified. May the mind of enlightenment that cherishes others more than oneself be generated in one's mental continuum. Having easily generated the greatest seal of clear light in their minds, may they quickly achieve the state of highest complete enlightenment. In short, by pleasing the Holy Virtuous Master, with the activities of much listening that bring to completion the realization of the Buddha's intent, may I spread the teachings of the victorious ones in the 10 directions. Okay, so now we dedicate all the merit accumulated by ourselves here in this session, as well as all of the merit accumulated in the past, present, and future of all the numberless Buddhas and numberless sentient beings. And we combine it all together and then dedicate this merit that may the precious supreme bodhichitta not yet born arise. May that arisen not decline, but increase more and more. So now, next page. Samsara and nirvana lack even an atom of inherent existence, and cause and effect and dependent arising are unbetraying. I seek your blessings to discern the meaning of Arjuna's thought, that these two are mutually complementary and not contradictory. May the precious realization of the two stages not yet born arise. May that risen not decline, but increase more and more. So page 40 in the PDF, or page 33, prayers at the conclusion of the teachings. Due to all the past, present, and future merits collected by me, the numberless Buddhas and the numberless sentient beings, may all war, sickness, famine, and economic problems in the world, and all the dangers of earth, water, fire, and wind be pacified immediately, and may perfect peace and happiness prevail in everyone's hearts and lives. By their generating loving kindness, compassion, and bodhichitta, may the Buddha Dharma last for a long time, and may the sentient beings in this world meet the Buddha Dharma and achieve enlightenment as quickly as possible. So to be able to cherish all sentient beings, determined to obtain the greatest possible benefit from all sentient beings who are more precious than a wish-fulfilling jewel, I shall hold them most dear at all times. Like a wish-fulfilling jewel and a wish-granting tree, may I fulfill the hopes of sentient beings without need for effort or exertion. May all be auspicious for me to accomplish their wishes. We seal the merits with emptiness. Due to all the past, present, and future merits collected by me, the numberless Buddhas and numberless sentient beings, which are completely empty of existing from their own side, may I, who am completely empty of existing from my own side, achieve the state of full enlightenment, which is completely empty of existing from its own side, and lead all sentient beings who are completely empty of existing from their own side to that state which is completely empty of existing from its own side, by myself alone, who am completely empty of existing from my own side. To dedicate in the same way as all the past Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. So these two stanzas are actually from the King of Prayers, and usually, it'd be good to recite the whole King of Prayers, but if you don't have time, then Lama Tsongkhapa himself recommends reciting just these two stanzas. Jamba Balo Jida Kemba Da Kundu Sambo Deya Nishinde Keda Kunyi Jesu Dalo Jin Yewa Dida Tanje Ratum Kusun Shebe Yewa Tanje Gi Yawa Kamba Chodum Kapage Kandu Gewe Sawa Dikun Kyam Sambo Cheche Ratum So now the prayer for the long life and the fulfillment of wishes of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. So keep scrolling down until you find it. 46 in the PDF. Jiten kandi And the long life prayer for Lama Zopa Rinpoche. Through illuminating all delusions, you're proclaiming dependent arising in self, victorious in battle with the Maras. I worship the supremely kind, great Guru Vajra on my crown, clarifying the scriptures, the realizations, the teachings of the Muni. You spread and illuminate those teachings wherever they have not yet spread in the world. Having become an actual son of the conquerors, you bear hardships with patience. In your continuum is the realization of the perfection of wisdom, subtle dependent arising. Precious jewel, Lord, possessing love and compassion, who liberates upon seeing, treasuring the mastery of the all arising, interpretive and definitive scriptures, supremely rare among the great, fully comprehending and clarifying the meaning of emptiness and compassion. You guide all beings in the path to liberation. Perfectly qualified spiritual friend, my Guru, please remain forever. She who protects from the fears of the 3 times Arya Tara, please increase the lifespan and activities of the beings who preserve the holy Dharma, and always without separation, without their spontaneous actions. By the infallible deities of the 3 roots, may all be auspicious. Okay, so thank you very much. And yes, just the public service announcement for today. Although we have recited these various prayers to help pacify the global situation, the global crisis with the COVID-19 virus, nonetheless, please follow all of the edicts, the instructions by the government and the health officials. So isolate yourself as much as you can. Protect yourself and others by not coming into contact with others. And as much as you can, go bugs and kinks worked out. And we'll have an updated.
We're becoming Marateka.
Yes. So here, Venerable's making a pun. We're in the holy place of Maritika, where Guru Rinpoche actually attained the city of immortality. But we're also now, as we get our technological knowledge better, we're becoming Marateka. Okay. So anyway, thank you very much. And we'll have a new PDF file, hopefully by tomorrow, to make it easier for you to follow along. So